I'm back. Welcome to a what I'm currently reading or what I'm reading right now video. These videos are usually chaos, and lo and behold, I have just finished a book. So that is This Delicious Death, which is almost apocalyptic but modern day contemporary sleuthing mixed with romance, because it's about 4 girls who previously in a pandemic were turned into ghouls or hollow people, and now they are reassimilated back into society. The whole book explains the world building, so I won't get into it really here. And while they're at this music festival, someone turns up dead. They try and solve the murder, and it was just such a fun time, and I had such a genuine enjoyment for this book that I gave it 4 stars, and I only finished it earlier today. So that is a very fresh new read, and now I'm like, what do I read next? Thankfully, Dave is now finished with my Kindle, which means I have it back, so I could probably start The Tainted Cup, which is what I'm currently reading on here, and I haven't read for a couple of weeks now, so I'm more than willing to just put it on hold for the moment because I've ordered 2 new releases and they are coming either today or in the next 2 days, so I'm just hanging out to have those because they are like contemporary romance, good vibes, and they'll be quick reads. So I think I'll wait for those because The Tainted Cup is a bit more serious. It's, you know, murder mystery, conspiracy in this high epic fantasy world where nature is your enemy. It's amazing, but it's not really the vibe I'm after right now. And then I also had a library hold come through for 5 Broken Blades, and this is a new up and coming popular fantasy book, and from what I can glean from my quick read through of the synopsis, it says it's following 5 assassins and they all have to come together and eventually form trust for each other so that they can kill the current king. And I'm like, I'm here for that. That sounds fast paced. So I'm keen to read that on audiobook. So those are my plans for the week. My 2 new releases that are hopefully coming ASAP, the audiobook for 5 Broken Blades, and I will eventually reconvene and continue my Stormlight Archive reread, but I feel like I need to get some mileage happening with other books first before going back to Oathbringer. So that is my overview for the week. We'll see what happens. Let's see if I stick to it. Sometimes I do, sometimes it all goes out the window, but only future Beck will be able to tell you. Hello, it is now the end of the week and I'm feeling a little bit tired and unmotivated to read. So even though I thought I'd finish my audiobook by now, I've still got about an hour and a half left, and that is 5 Broken Blades. It's kind of on the cusp of being a romantasy without, you know, showing all of the spice. And I love all of the tension and the yearning from each of the couples in this story. And it's following all of these assassins, and they're being brought together by some politician that they don't really know. This politician's like working in the shadows in the background and has hired all of them to kill a king. They've all got very different backgrounds, which I'm really liking, and it makes them all stand out when you're listening to the audiobook or, you know, reading the book. And I love the different relationships, and some of them have history, some of them don't. There's also a male-male romance as well, and 2 straight romances. So it's got a little bit of a mixture in there, which I'm enjoying, but all of the characters have a secret that they are all actively keeping from everybody else. So I'm looking forward to everything hitting the fan, which I imagine will happen in the last hour and a half. But that's sitting at about a 4 stars. I'm quite enjoying myself. I've had decent momentum on it. I just don't feel like I want to read at the moment, but I'm trying to push through. And so I started a reading vlog, and I haven't posted that yet. It's a work in progress, and it's a reading challenge. I'll tell you about it in the vlog. But for the sake of this check-in, I'm currently reading one of my new releases, which is Not for the Faint of Heart. And this is a young adult Robin Hood retelling, or adjacent to the retelling, and it follows Clem and Muriel. So Clem is the apprentice to a healer, and at the beginning of the story, Muriel, who is part of the Merry Men, so Robin Hood's Merry Men, she kidnaps Clem to send a message, but it's kind of an undermining mission. She was sent on it for not really too much of a purpose. So now she's kidnapped Clem, and Clem is healing the Merry Men as they go on their different quests, and they need to go and rescue Muriel's father, who is leader of the Merry Men, and he and other leaders of the Merry Men have been kidnapped by, I think, the King's Guard or the Queen's Guard, I'm not quite sure. So now they need to band together, team up, and go on a rescue mission, and I'm liking the tension between both of them. I just love Clem's narration. She's just a joy, and I've read now like almost halfway into this book, and I think I'm going to finish it in the next couple of days. So it's a very fast read, it's very readable. So is the fantasy book that I'm listening to. It's very readable, and so I am making headway, but I also just want to sit down on the couch, wrap myself in a blanket and watch TV. So maybe I need to give myself a little bit of a break here and there as well. But that's what I'm reading at the moment. I thought that I might read more on my Kindle, but I haven't finished this one, and I haven't even started my other new release that also came in the mail. So I think that might happen in my reading vlog, depending on how things go. I'm reading for 24 hours, so I imagine I can fit more than 2 books into that time. But yeah, that is it for this weekly update. A little bit shorter, I think, maybe than usual, and a little bit less books this week that I'm trying to jam in. But I did just have the spell shop come in at the library. So after I finish 5 Broken Blades, I'm going to be reading the spell shop, which is a cozy fantasy. And I did read the synopsis the other day, but I can't remember all of it. So I know it's about a character who is a librarian, but at the start of the book, the library is destroyed. And so she takes whatever she can carry and flees to a nearby island or something. And there she meets a character and they fall for each other. And I think it's also a sapphic, so female romance, but I'm not sure yet. So hopefully it grabs me, because I thought the Honey Witch would grab me, and I ended up putting that down at 10% in because I just found the narrator to be completely childish. So I hope that this one doesn't go the same way. I have high hopes for the spell shop. I've seen it around a lot lately. People must be getting into it because of the autumn or fall season in the US, but for me it's coming into spring, so I don't know. Hopefully I'll enjoy it. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll come chat to you down below in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.